but I'm gonna ask you this question, and I want to tell you this right off the bat. I got the answers. Right? I already got the answer. Tell me about every time you've ever been arrested for a sex.
I know Illinois, Kentucky. Oh, Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay, now you.
Nashville, Tennessee, I was arrested.
Okay.
One time I believe it was.
And one time, yeah, this time in Louisiana for sure.
This time in Louisiana, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And when you think you've seen it all, we are about to watch the commutation pardon hearing of an official serial SA offender, the thing of nightmares, the thing that you only read about, someone who does it time and time again for decades in state after state after state. And finally, it's the brutal attack in Louisiana, which we'll go over the details at the end of the hearing, that gets him a life sentence. Now, here he is in front of Louisiana's Commutation and Pardon Board. He is asking the board to recommend to the governor to commute his sentence from life to a term of years. A plead to not die in the dungeons of Angola.
Mr. Reeves, thank you for taking off your hat. I appreciate it. Would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number.
My name is Eddie Reese. Eddie Lee Reese.
What's your
107705.
All right, 107705. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Reeves,
Yes.
you're seeking a commutation of your sentence. You were sentenced in Jefferson Parish in August of 1984. You received a life sentence for an aggravated rape conviction. Is that correct?
That's right.
So we don't have any visitors with us today, so we're just going to jump right in, Mr. Reese. Tell us why you are seeking a commutation of your sentence, and why should we vote for you today?
Well, I feel that I'm a changed man, and I feel that I'm a different man from what I was back then. Yeah.
Why are you in jail? What'd you do?
Huh?
What did you do?
What did I do? Oh, well, I just went out and got drinking and drunk too much, and it's a rape charge, you know.
Yep.
That's why I was locked up. Yeah.
Okay. Warden Benoit, is there any input from Angola?
He is a minimum B. He lives at Camp F and he works as a nurse's aide. He's had 42 reports. I think you're 76 now. How old are you?
76, yes.
He's 76 years old. He's taken 100 hours, thinking for a change, anger management, and victim awareness training.
Do you show him as having completed only one phase of sex offender treatment?
We don't show him having any.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I got what she talking about, risk management?
Yeah, you got your certificate? You got it.
Yeah, I got a couple of them here. I got risk management. I got phase 1 and phase 2.
Okay. So it doesn't look like you finished it, but we're going to go ahead and start our interview, Mr. Reese. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Prater. Would you answer his questions?
Yeah, I got a 7 certificate. I got substance abuse.
Go ahead and Mr. Prater's going to interview you.
Oh, all right. All right.
You ready?
Did y'all hear that? According to Cajun, he's finished phase 1 of the sex offender treatment.
Yeah, that's what I showed. Thank you. I wanted just to be sure he didn't finish them all.
They probably didn't put the other one in the computer yet. All right.
All right. Have I got your attention?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you ever refused sex treatment? Any kind of sexual treatment training, anything like that? Have you ever refused one of those classes?
No,
Okay,
I am, well, when I first came here, they had some sex, offender classes. And, I didn't get into them. I didn't get into them. And they even had them at Hunts, and I was at Elaine Hunts for a year or so. They even had them at Hunts, and I didn't get in them, but, I got in them, in fact is, I just got into them. Yeah.
okay, well, your record showed that you had refused some sex offender treatment. And I was just wondering if the record was wrong, or if in fact you were, if the record was wrong, or if you in fact had.
Yeah, at one time, yeah, I was finna get into it and I didn't take it. I didn't refuse it, but in a way, I refused it because I didn't take it. Yeah.
Yes, so that's kind of sounds logical. And when was that?
It's been some years ago. It's been some years ago. Let's see, it might have been when I first came here. I'm not sure. But it's been at least 20 years ago.
And why did you refuse that at the time?
Well, actually, I didn't think I had the ability to complete it, you know. But since I got into it, this one, this risk management, I see, that I needed it, you know.
So are you a sex offender?
A sex offender?
Yes, sir.
Well, you could say I am because I've been
yes.
in trouble before about it. Yeah.
I could say you're a sex offender, but do you say you're a sex offender?
Yes,
That's
sir.
the question.
Yes,
Sir,
sir. I am. Yeah.
kind of like pulling teeth here out of you. What did you do? Exactly what did you do to get in jail?
On this charge, well, if you want to know the truth about it, yeah, I was out drinking, and I drank too much. The women I was with, I asked her to go to breakfast with me, and she went to breakfast with me. She's in her own car, I'm in my car. We stopped at breakfast, but the restaurant closed. It was closed, and they wasn't taking nobody else in. And we went from there to the bar room across the street from the hotel. And they was getting ready to close too. We had one drink apiece. We went from there to the hotel room. And she didn't want to go in. And we got into a conversation, and that's how it happened.
Now, what happened?
That's how I got in this trouble. I didn't let it go. So I took her in my hotel room, and we had sex.
I want to hear you say the words, okay? You didn't just take her in there like you escorting her in there and then y'all had sex. You actually pulled her into the room, didn't you?
Yeah, I took her in there. I'm not. Yeah, I took her in there. Yeah,
Did you hit her?
She didn't want to. She didn't want to go through with it. Yeah, I took her in there. Yes,
Did
sir.
you hit her?
Yes, sir. I hit her because, like I said, I was drunk. And, otherwise, I would never did that, you know? I feel that I never did it, but I was drunk. Yeah, I was drunk. I'm not gonna lie.
You're kind of a hard interviewer, okay? But I'm gonna ask you this question, and I want to tell you this right off the bat. I got the answers, right? I already
Yeah.
got the answer. Tell me about every time you've ever been arrested for a sex charge.
A sex offender?
Every time you've been arrested for sex charges. Tell me that.
Well, I was arrested in Illinois 2 times.
Okay?
I know her 2 times, and I was arrested in Kentucky 1 time.
Okay?
I was arrested. Now I was arrested in Illinois 3 times. Because I did 1 time, the first one was contributing to the delinquency of a minor. I was
Okay.
18, I believe I was.
Right.
Yeah. And like Kentucky 1 time. I know Illinois, Kentucky. Oh, Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay? Now you,
Nashville, Tennessee, I was arrested.
okay?
1 time, I believe it was.
And one time, yeah, this time in Louisiana for sure.
This time in Louisiana, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, I had a whole litany of questions here that I was going to ask you. A litany means a bunch of. I had a whole bunch of questions I was going to ask you, but I think
Yes.
you've heard enough for me to be satisfied with how my decision is going to be, and I'm going to turn it over to my chairman.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Prater. Any other questions?
Yeah, what do you do at the prison now? What do you do at the prison now? What kind of work do you do?
I work at Death Row. In fact is, I worked last night. I got off at 6:30 this morning.
How long have you been there?
Huh?
How long have you worked there?
Well, since they transferred me back from the main prison to Camp F.
Okay, no more questions.
All right.
I've been there about a year.
Okay. I don't see any other questions, Mr. Reese. We're going to vote now. Mr. Prater will be voting first.
Yes, my vote is to deny this request. He's a 4th offender. He's been over his sexual history. I think his interview was horrible. And for those reasons, I vote to deny.
Mr. Freeman,
Due to his criminal history, I vote to deny.
Mr. Tillis,
My vote is to grant. I feel that he's not a threat.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has nothing to do with this case. It does not make sense.
Mrs. Stapleton,
My vote is to deny based upon, I concur with Mr. Prater and Mr. Prater.
all right. Mr. Reese, my vote's going to be to deny because you hadn't finished your sex offender treatment. You had 7 arrests for rape in 4 different states, and yet you've not done all phases of the sex offender treatment. I know you said you've done 2, but there's more phases to it than that. So I don't feel like I can vote for you until you've completed that whole program. So today, sir, you received 4 votes to deny your application. So your application for clemency is denied, sir.
Yes.
All
All
right.
right. Like I said, the second risk management certificate I just got it last week.
Oh, good. Well, they'll enter it into the computer, but you still got some more work to do.
Oh,
Warden,
yeah.
that concludes our business, so we're going to sign off at 12:54. Thanks for helping us out today.
Thank y'all.
All right.
All right, I gotta tell you, Tillis is nuts. The more I watch him, I just don't. What is he thinking? What do you mean he's not a risk? If you look back at the footage when this man walked down, he's in amazing shape. He is moving around probably better than most of us can, and he is still a danger. There are people who cannot, if you are a serial predator, the type of things that are in that we watch documentaries about, it's the number of times that he's been caught, 6 arrests in 4 states. I mean, I put some data up there that Grok showed me, but like just going through those are rough estimates. They say that today 5.7 to 25% of essays aren't even reported, which leaves between 69 and 75%, are reported, which means up to 75% aren't even reported. And that's today's day and age. Forget about back when he was roaming around doing this. I mean, it's like it could be in the hundreds. You don't think he would get out and do it again? Are you nuts? I mean, I could keep going on this. The whole Tillis thing is just a disaster. I really don't. I don't understand it. But thankfully, the parole board is set up in a way that that really he can't. He can't. I don't think he can really cause any damage on his own, right? You need majority decisions. There was no chance this guy was going to get a recommendation to the governor. There are certain people that clearly, I mean, what's there to hide? The guy is a serial predator. You can't fix that. Then you go into, thank you, Lady Holly. It wasn't even like the way he described it, a total fallacy, of course. What he did, a appellant was charged with essaying a 47-year-old woman in Jefferson Parish motel after abducting her forcibly as she was walking towards the automobile. The victim testified that REESE punched her. Am I showing? Oh yeah, I'm reading from you what Holly pasted from the court document, which is here. So I'll just go through it here. Pounded her head on the pavement, okay, and dragged her into a storage shed where the physical attack continued. REESE held the semi-conscious victim's arm behind her back, forced her into nearby motel room where he threatened to kill her. And then he did it twice, repeating threats to her life. This was in 1982. How he was able to commit all those other essays in all those different states and just get little slap on the wrist, it's no surprise to us. We know that, legislation doesn't take that seriously, especially didn't back then for whatever reason. But eventually he did it in the wrong state, I guess. I don't know. This was an aggravated offense. He could have gotten, had he killed her, he could have gotten the death penalty. But he's trying to write it off. We went out for drinks. It was what I do. Nothing really happened. And this is just, it's the brutality of it. But anyways, I love the sheriff. The sheriff has just this style where it's just so, I don't know. I don't know if they make him like that anymore. It's like the Southern humor and the accent and the, oh man, I forget how much I do enjoy listening to the sheriff run these parole hearings. It's been a while since I've been focusing on Minnesota and different states. So let's look at Holly's facts of the day before we close out, and that is in Oklahoma. Now think about this: Oklahoma and Ohio, you can't make faces at a dog. These are laws that legislators in these states, for whatever reason, I don't know how. Whenever I read the stuff that Holly puts in here, I want to understand the history. Like, what year was this written? Because they put it into law. Forget. So what was this? This was Oklahoma and Ohio. So not any of the states that he committed his crimes in: Illinois, Kentucky, Nashville, Louisiana. But they're so busy, of course, passing these ridiculous laws that they don't care much about our children or SA. Ever caught your dog peering at you and pulled a stupid face at them? Well, you you'd have committed a crime if you were in Oklahoma. As bizarre as that sounds, Ohio's law is even more extreme. If you make any kind of face at a dog, silly or not, it could result in a fine or jail time. And this is the crazy thing about America. I think the beautiful thing too, you got 50 states, you got all these laws depending on the state what you're in. I mean, some states just don't believe in your Second Amendment rights. Others believe in it wholeheartedly. It's the craziest thing. It's hard to understand, but I do love it. But someone's got to explain, how did that law get written into place? Come on. And has it ever been enforced? I need to know this stuff. It could be a whole YouTube channel in itself. Anyways, with that, I'll let you go.
But I'm gonna ask you this question, and I want to tell you this right off the bat. I got the answers. Right? I already got the answer. Tell me about every time you've ever been arrested for a sex.
I know Illinois, Kentucky. Oh, Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay, now you,
Nashville, Tennessee, I was arrested.
okay,
One time I believe it was.
and one time, yeah, this time in Louisiana for sure.
This time in Louisiana, yes, sir. Yes, sir.